It's been a wet and dreary day by the shores of Lake Erie, but we have football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
Even better than that, they pitched a shutout in that game, and I'm telling you, trust me on this one. That's a confidence builder for the rest of the season. When you get a defense that puts together a performance like that this early in the year, well, that sends notice to the rest of the NFL and spreads confidence throughout the locker room that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
To throw on 2nd down. Hoover finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Here we go.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Now a throw here to his running back. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
From the gun on 3rd down, Hoover. And this one is incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run it again with Chubb. And some room to maneuver. Past the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Almost unstoppable on the ground there, as that one is good for 39.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Hoover. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A gain of 32 that time.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off, because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Throwing on first down. Hoover. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And that's their first sack of this game. But how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 9 yards on the pickup that time, so he got more than half of it back, but it's still a 3rd and 8.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll bring up 4th down. The kick by Elliott is good, and they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but We know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The Browns at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And even though it's the offense at center stage now, there should be a spotlight shining on the defense because they're really the star of this show. A terrific game last week, able to pitch a shutout on the road. And I don't care who you play. That's a sign that you got a ball club firing at peak efficiency when both sides are working well.
Throwing on third down, Watson. He's got it with the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run with Chubb. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
On second and goal, Watson. This is caught. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb. He scored on the ground and through the air. And they are able to add on to their advantage. This time, the extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. New York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Looking to throw on second down. Hoover escaping the pressure right. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Hoover. Got a man. It's Brown. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Ready?
To throw on 2nd down. Hoover. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Back to throw again. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
After the interception, here's Watson. And that is taken in by Njoku. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And they get Jack Conklin there, the right tackle. A give running right is Chubb. And some space here. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hoover throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That'll give him 8 that time, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, Hoover. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 26. They'll look to throw again. This is caught. Touchdown, Eagles. Devontae Smith, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles get a bit closer. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fields this way up at the 17. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Browns drive about to get started. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Now a first down throw. Watson, throw left side complete. That's Bird. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Open man downfield is Hardman. He's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 30 yards.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. To throw is Watson. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play, because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he's brought down. 164 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Deshaun Watson, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Browns will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
I believe this is what you would call growing pains here, partner, because this defense obviously took the challenge facing the rookie, and they wanted to help indoctrinate him to the NFL. So now the big question is, can he answer that challenge and rebound with plenty of time remaining in this game?
Off of play action, it's Watson. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on first down.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again is Watson. Rolling to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. York able to send this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. From just inside it. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. So that's a solid start to the second half. You come out of the lockers losing, thinking you're kicking it away, not going to have it, but boom, the fumble, they get it right back.
I don't know whether they even drew that up on the board or was it just said, but they had to have it. They needed a spark to get them going here in the second half, and they got it right away.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Hoover. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, partner, they certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Denzel Ward right there in coverage to get the hand in. A line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles are able to cut into that deficit. Elliott good on the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fields this way up at the 17. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Here's Watson. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying, make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
Fielded just inside the 30. Trucks over him, and he works free. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Defensively that time they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Watson. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On first down, Watson. Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Now Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Donovan Peoples-Jones from 19 yards away as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Kevin Stefanski going to leave the offense out to go for 2.
Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. It's complete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Operating from the gun, Hoover. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
From the gun on 3rd down, Hoover. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Second down and 3.
Looking to throw. Hoover flush to his right. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. Part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Back to throw. Hoover buying time, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The kick by Elliott is good, and that'll get the deficit back to 16.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
The Browns drive about to get started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
Well, Fletcher Cox, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and another sack to his ledger there.
Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
3rd and long, it's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Hoover. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Eagles are right back in this football game. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling. Don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Alert! Three!
On 1st and 10, Hoover. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Operating from the gun, Hoover. Finding his safety valve here, that's complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 17-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Now the Browns will use the 1st of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Back to throw again. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Looking to throw. Hoover. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Hoover. And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line. Myles Garrett in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Ready?
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, with about 95% chance of winning.
Yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
11 yards for number 11. Clock running under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Watson under pressure, and they got to him again. Fletcher Cox picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
And they will get back to within 1 score as he is into the end zone, and the lead's cut to 8 here in the 4th. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going, and above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Here's Watson. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It got his man complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of 40.
Well, if you're a fan of offensive football, this game is for you because this one's been much more like a tennis match than a football game. Back and forth, and there's another example right there of another big play in the passing game.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Mecole Hardman, 41 yards. And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. A short kick taken at the 18. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again. Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching in Atlanta, our apologies.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout, but instead